exercise. I want to show you the logic form. Please have first. Okay, now from here, okay. What I want here is that exercise number 2, deriving a bidder smart contract according to the class diagram. So bidding smart contract is referred to you bid the product, bidding for certain product. Let's say you have this, let's say Ali. Ali said that I want to sell this car. Okay? So the car is, let's say the car starting price is 24 G-Way. Okay? Every time there is a mention about, you can see over the string of the name, the bid amount, okay? Whether they're eligible or not, and that's got a minimum bid. So the bid amount, starting price for this car is, you must know the business. Is that decide your business rule and your policy for bidding process. Okay, over here we don't give any bidding process over there, and then put the program according to the defined rule and policy. So even though I give you the class diagram, but I didn't give you a detail of this rule and policy. And you as a student or you as a programmer, you are required to define the bidding process policy. Okay? I want to guide you your policy that you need to be defined in your assignment, especially your durian. Okay? So in your assignments, durians over there, they don't give you a detail, the policy and rule need to be applied for that. Okay? So now you can have a look over this side, over here. So this one is the starting bidding amount. This is referred to the bid amount. So every time you must be go and give a minimum. You need to set as a Ali, you need to set the minimum bid. The minimum bid, let's say every time you must be give 2 G-Way. Okay, 2 G-Way over that. 2 G-Way. So if let's say I am Abu. Okay, let's say Abu wanted to bid this car. He wanted to bid this car. So your starting price is 224 G-Way based on here. So I want to bid this car. Let's say this is a car or it's a house. The lelong house. The lelong house. If you know the lelong in this on the option side or option house given by the bank, there will be this kind of minimum bid and the bid amount over there. So when the Apple wanted to bid, let's say this is a buyer, potential buyer, potential buyer. Okay. So the buyer over here, Apple said that okay, I want to bid, I want to pay 4 G-Way. I'm willing to pay minimum bid. I want to add 4 G-Way. So you mean that 4 G-Way is greater than this minimum bid. So 24 plus 4, your price of your product for this price of the product is become 28 G-Way already. You understand the logic for that? Okay? So you need to achieve for the minimum bid. So if you say that now this is another buyer, this is the buyer 1, this is a buyer 1, he willing to go. So let's say I got the buyer number 2. Buyer 2 is a child, and the child is only go and willing to pay 0.5, Okay, 0.5 or maybe it's only 1 G rate. So before you can go and add this 1 G rate inside the total amount over there. So in this case, I will go and check from here. This one. My minimum bid is 2 and you only give 1. Definitely you are not eligible. That's why you have the one function called determine the eligibility over that. One of the function is determine the eligibility over that. Now, so from this case over here, usually under the option buying housing over there or car or usually it's house or bank, lelong for your house and so on. They have the duration. They have a duration one. Duration maybe from today 9 a.m. until afternoon 4 p.m. Only then they will close the bidding process. Get what I mean or not? So during 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. whatever the user go and act. Who are the last wanted to pay? Okay? Who are the last willing to pay for that price? Because your current price is 28 now. So if I wanted to pay more, let's say I'm going to increase another 4 G rate, or I'm going to increase another 5 G rate. This is an X user. So this X user, let's say 5 G rate, he willing to pay. So this one will become 33 G rate already. So mean that by right, this person will be the one who get to be win. You should go and determine who win it. Who win it. Get understand what I'm trying to say? We are link it to the business process, the business rule. The business rule. That is the minimum. In this case, there is a minimum bid. You want to participate inside option, the bidder, okay? You need to have any can okay? Understand for that. So that's why over here, he's just going to give you the very basic state variable and very basic function name that you need to have. So how are you going to code for this? If you are having this business rule, okay? First thing, you need to record it down. Who is Ali? This product, this whole thing. This one you must be recorded down the product. This product is belong to who? Because later on you need to transfer this money to this person. Am I right? You need to transfer what is the minimum bid, what is the amount, the starting bid amount. So this Ali must be go and call. He must be set. Only Ali can set this function. Am I right? Or only Ali can set this car and so on. Okay? So only then you can determine. So try to understand for this. We only have less than 30 minutes to do this one. I cannot always go and explain to you the program code. You need to starting to do brainstorming to define your business rule that you should have. Okay? Because you yourself need to define your business rule. You can, maybe you start from the very simple first, simple business rule, then later on you come to the more complicated one. Okay? Brainstorming whatever, how you think that the business rule can be recorded down. Okay? If you are the programmer, you're going to write the contract for your bidder. Later on, I check. I don't want you to play a handphone. I can tell you. Okay. AD already mentioned that encourage after take attendance, ask the student phone keep inside the bag. Don't put on the table. To let them to focus on the study. So now that is the strength. So the strength thing here I assume is the car, the product name, bid amount, eligible, and unit amount. We make it to be much easy. We just have assume we have only one product to be learned, to be going to option. So that's why we only have one. So I also will going to add more. Based on here, I'm going to add more the variable or the state variable there. So beside the string, I make it everything is a public. It's easy for me to retrieve the data. So I don't have any default value. I let the RE to record. Okay, I will have a function to let the RE to set the name. Okay, so unsigned integer, I also measure as a public. Then that is a bit amount. Then after that we have the boolean. Boolean because we wanted to determine. This one boolean is we wanted to determine whether the person is eligible or not to participate inside the bidding process or not. So then the next one will be after the bid amount, the next one is the unsigned integer constant. I make it as a constant because constant. Don't want to constant. I mean that I make it as a public because I let the RE to set what is the minimum bid amount that we want. So this is the minimum. Okay, minimum bid. Okay. So you understand the variable used over here, but I also wanted to record down the RE address. So that's why over here I will have the address for this seller address. Okay? From this side, seller address. So from here you have defined it, assuming you define this one. So maybe you also can, finally you wanted to know who is the final buyer from this one. You have a buyer 1, buyer 2, buyer 3. Who is the winner? You also need to determine. Am I right? You cannot just bidding at the end, you do not record down the address. Get what I mean? Okay? So that's why over here I will have the address. Everything I make it as a public for easily for me to retrieve the data. I don't need to go and click getting function, the getter functions. So that's why I will have a make it as a public. So then this is the winner address. As I said, you yourself need to define your business logic, your business rule. Okay? So I got the winner address. I also need to have a so the bid amount will be the things. So I need to have the winner when the timestamp. So today I'm going to teach you the timestamp, the block timestamp, how we can record down the block timestamp. Winning the winner, not the winner, the win time stamp. Okay, so from this one, so I have these few things: winner address, winner timestamp. So that's I think the bid amount will be the final amount. The bid amount is equivalent to the winner amount. Over here, remember, the bid amount is referred to the final amount. You can refer because you stopping and tag. Okay, now, first of all, because over here he given call set name. So the set name as an entry is a set of product information. Okay, and then he have a set bid amount. So over here I wanted to combine this set name and the set bid amount. So set bid amount no set name first set name is going to let Ali to set everything this information. So that's why over here I'm using the function name called function set set name set name So not really meaningful for the variable name, but if you assume if the Ali calling this function, Ali need to be passing in. Ali need to passing in the product name, the string name, the string memory name. Okay, the name of this, the product. Mean that this is a product name. Okay. So after this, Ali also need to go and record down the minimum bid. Okay, and the minimum bid is unsigned integer. Okay, minimum bid. Okay, so this is a input minimum bid, and he also need to starting to tell me what is his car, the base, the starting price of his car. Okay, so just like your house got the starting price of the car, so that is a bid amount. Okay, so I'm using the underscore over here is referred to the thing. Okay, from holding. So this whole thing I must be made as a private, okay, because I want it to be called by front end or the outside, okay, anywhere, okay, from this. So the bid amount underscore, remember this is the input parameter. You cannot directly use the state variable over there. So you're going to say, hey, which how I'm going to record the Ali. This is the Ali address. You have the Ali address. So remember, I said that you have the MSG dot sender. Whatever you call this function, this MSG sender is a global variable. Will record down the address, which address I used to call this function. Okay. Previously, I teach you we are using MSG dot sender to record down the owner address when you go and deploy the contract. Okay? But now we are using to record down the buyer address. Only by right, this one is only can be called by buyer. But over here we don't cover any modifier yet. Okay? But we assume set name is only can be called by buyer. Apa itu? Apa error? Let me demo. Unused function parameter okay. It means that we are not using the things yet. Okay? So this is we are recorded down the Ali address assume. So that's the product name, everything over here, the input parameter, this is a set. So definitely they will charge. Okay? Remember, go and become the name of very simple one. So then you have a bid amount, minimum bid. Because when you're writing the program, you do not know how much the Ali you're going to set. What is the minimum bid? What are the products that he wanted to sell it? Okay? You do not know. Okay? That's why you need to go and do all these settings. So over here, I will set what I have been mentioning on the whiteboard over here. Okay? Address, the product name, the minimum bid, and also the bid amount that you're starting to. Okay? So next thing, remember over here, you passing the data in over here. Just now you learn about the global variable here, weight, G weight, and also you learn about this weight, G weight, and either. Is there any chance now you say this is a G weight, GWEI, can I define here is a G weight or not? Answer is no, because over this side you cannot say that, oh, the minimum bid is 2 G weight. This is our assumption, our example value. Okay? So when the user passing in the G weight, you must have the correct decimal value. You must have a correct zero. G weight got 90 over that, 2 G weight. So you must have a 90 over that. Okay? So now I'm moving on. Without wasting time, we're going to set the bid, assuming the user already set. So now I will have a function called set. Okay, somebody go, assuming this is a buyer already. Buyer will go and set bid amount. Okay, he said that, oh, I want to pay for 4 G weight. I want to participate. So you must be checked whether they can be determined whether he eligible or not before you can increase inside your total bid amount over that. So that's why over here you have a set bid amount. Set bid amount. Okay? You are going to have a set bid amount over here. Then you are passing the unsigned integer, the x value. For example, the amount, the value given by user. So that over here, I will make as a public. So at this moment, I will go and check. You can see, look, you think about logically thinking. Over here got two functions. If I am the Abu, look at the Abu. Abu going to say, okay, I want to give 4 G weight. I passing in the 4 G weight already. Immediately you should, from this bid amount, to call whether that is eligible to be a bidding process, not participating in the bidding process or not. I cannot say that, oh, I click over here, I set 4 G weight, then the user go and click the Abu again to click another function again and go and do checking whether I'm eligible or not. Not logic. You cannot allow, by logically, you should not allow the user set the bid amount, then he need to click another function to check whether he eligible or not. By right, immediately this set bid amount inside should be able to check whether I'm eligible or not. So what I wanted to tell you here is to determine whether it's eligible or not should not be called by the external Abu. Get me not? Should not call by the buyer. To determine whether eligible or not is immediately after the set bid amount then call this eligible or not. Under the logic for that. So in this case over here, I should have the function over here to call for the eligible. So over here, I should have a function called determine. Based on this question called determine eligibility. Okay? Determine eligibility. So how I'm determining over here, I must be passing the data, okay? Maybe the X, I don't want to use the X, buyer lah. Buyer, I should put the value more meaningful, else you do not know what is the X. Buyer bid amount, okay? So I should passing this buyer bid amount inside this over here. Then I let him to check. So that's why I will have another function here. This function I should define it as the internal, because this function is only can be called by the contract itself or the inheritance. Okay, so I will call this. So does not mean that every function I'm going to show over here need to be called by the user, front end user. Okay, from only here under the determine over here, I will using the buyer bid amount. Only here you will have the if statement. You are using the buyer amount compared with the bid amount. Minimum bid amount has been set by the Ali. So if the minimum bid amount, okay, if the buyer bid amount is greater than or equal to the minimum bid amount, then I can set the eligibility. I will going to set this eligibility. That is a Boolean value. Okay, the Boolean value I will going to set it become true. Okay, I will become true. Okay, you can set it become true because they are eligible to participate. Okay, once he eligible to participate, because here you have more than one line already. So your if statement, you should know that you should have a curly bracket to ensure that they are in one. If they are true, it means that the bid amount should be increased into should be add on onto your seller bid amount. You should increase like this one, 24 plus 5, 20 original 24 plus 4 become 28. So you must be increase the bid amount from that. You should increase, so that's why it's a plus. You should plus it. Okay? Assignment operator. Okay? So if that is not, these persons are not eligible. These persons are not eligible. This person is not eligible for that. So over here I should set it as false. Okay? So now if you think that you wanted, so at that moment, who are the winner? Who is the winner for that moment? Because the process is that, Michelle, in this case, we should until only 4 p.m. We go back to check who are the ones who win. No such thing. Because the time is running. The time is running. At that moment, Abu is a winner for that moment. Get what I mean now? Until your time over stop already, after 4.0, only you will show the final result will be the winner. You are not going to determine the winner at the last 4 p.m. And during the process, you already determine who is the winner, because remember, blockchain will be auto run. You won't go and compare. After 4 p.m. I'm going to check back who are the ones who win. No. As long as the person are willing to pay, 24 plus 4 is 28. Who are willing to pay more than 24, that is a winner at that moment. Get what I mean now? The process of the bidding. Okay? You are the one who define the rule. So that's why over here, I also need to determine who are the one who win. Okay? So that's why I will have the winner, this particular winner address. I need to keep track of the winner address. So over this side, so I will going to record it down. At that moment, who are the one who call? That is the MSG.sender. Remember, when the person come here to set this, you are call this function. This function will have the address also for the MSG.sender. That will be the output address. Okay? So then you need to record it down. This transaction, the winner at that moment is a timestamp. This is a timestamp. The win timestamp. So you are going to learn another one global variable. We're going to use one. You call it as a block dot timestamp. You can see. This one is a global variable. Okay? Global variable block timestamp. You record it down. As you can see, I'm declaring everything is a public. I do not go and click getting function return data back. I want to see my times. So that's why I declare it as a public. So now we go to run our program. Maybe you have an error, you go and debug by yourself. So I'm going to compile it. If you see the logic, I delete it first, and I'm going to deploy my critic process. Now over this side, you imagine. So which child are the one who go and set name? Okay, so mean that it's Ali lah. So now assuming that I'm using one address, I'm using the address number 3. Address number 3 Ali. Okay, Ali number got 3 got 100 either one. So this address, I will going to set the name. And here you can see here, you are allowed to enter more than one. You must be enter the input parameter according to the order of the parameters. So the first one is over here. You can expand it. Please, you can expand over here. Expand. Only then you can see the order. You can see over here. You always see this because your input parameter here have a lot. So you can expand this arrow. Then he gives you a more detail. The first input parameter you can give is your product name. So my product name is car, for example. So the second one is a bit amount. So the minimum bit amount is a 2G rate. So you know 2G rate is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? This is a 2G rate. Your front end also, if you're going to give me 2, it's a very small value. Okay? You must be know. You give 2G rate. You should have a nice 0 at the back. So that's your bit amount. So your starting bit amount is 24G rate. So that's why I will 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 24G rate. Okay? The data that you're passing in is in a way. Okay? So transact that you pass it in. Okay? So actually already executed over here already. Okay, because I'm opening too big. So then you can see that the bit amount, eligibility definitely is false because we are not processed. Minimum bit is this one, and name is car. Then seller is an Ali address. This address already recorded down over here. This is the Ali address recorded down. So the winner address is blank. The winning timestamp also blank. You don't have yet. Okay? So now you're assuming you need to have another character. You need to have another character. You go and change that to another call. Let's say I'm going to Abu. So Abu is the last address. For example, Abu going to take the last address. So Abu take this last address. Now Abu go and call this set bit amount. So he wanted to bit. So the input parameter is only for the bid amount, how much that he willing to pay. So he willing to pay 4 G rate based on here lah. So that's why I'm going to have a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 G rate, and I go and transact. Okay, transaction. So now, process already done. Is it done correctly or not? So now, first of all, I want to look at the winner address. At that moment, this is a 2148. Is a Abu address. And the timestamp from here, this is the date. So the bid amount for this account should become 28. Am I right? So now, this is the correct Abu. Now I go and look for this one buyer number 2, the child here, he go and give 1 G rate. Okay? So whether the 1 G rate will be added in or not. So assuming now I'm using another account, let's say second last account over here, 40225 is a Miss Child account. So Miss Child said that, okay, child account, I wanted to set bid amount, I want to bid. But I will only willing to pay 1 G rate. So that's why over here, I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 G rate. So I transact. Okay? Once I transact, already go in there. Okay? My transaction also minus already, no point. Because that is you are making a mistake from there. But however, you can see you are setting for this bid amount 1,000. You don't have any return data. See whether your code will be updated or not. You can see the bid amount, they will not be updated. Still 224, still 28 G rate. So that over here, look at who are the one who winning. The winning at that moment still belong to Abu. Okay? Timestamp still belong to Abu. Get what I mean now? So this is wanted to prove to you. Okay? The thing that I wanted to prove to you is you yourself, the logic of the timestamp over here. You are not waiting until last minute, only determine who is the winner. During the process of bidding, you already temporarily recorded down the winner already. Only until 4 p.m. that you. Over here, I don't add the time. You should have a starting time and ending time. The time one will be go and power later on. You can download this one if you're using Courage PC. You download this copy. So later on, we can add more on this process. So we need to auto run. We need to make sure our smart contract will be auto running. Not the Ali Abu go there and the program will automatically terminate after end of the time. Get me now? Okay? So this is why we say smart contract can be automatically run. So sorry, I should have stopped already. Okay? Download this copy of the program code. I'm so sorry for the person who are waiting outside. So you download it. If you have a problem of getting what I'm trying to say, and this is not the complicated logic. They have much more complicated logic. If you go and Google and search on the bidding program in smart contract, they give you variety a lot. Okay? A lot.